Namaste, angels. I'm here to do another client reading, beginning with the energy of love, because I'm going to check and see. She hasn't been in contact with the divine masculine, and is just wondering, I guess, sort of specifically what he may be thinking, feeling right now with regard to the union. I guess if they're, or if he is still on path. We're not in control of. We can only control ourselves, and use our free will choices for ourselves to determine whether or not we want to remain on path, or to ask the universe to perhaps release us from a contract or something like that. So she's on path. She's inquiring about the divine masculine. So I'm going to start with the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle, beginning with the energy of love. And opening to forgiveness with Kuan Yin. Love, meditation. So there may be a need for energy healing. Looks like there's also cause for celebration, perhaps the love, meditation, and abundance. That's reason to shout. Of course, that card comes with abundance of both love and money. I'll go one more. See, every time I'm tempted, it's really, really for good reason. I'm always happy I did. Sacred union. So I started with love. I'm ending on sacred union. I think we kind of already have an answer, but I'm going to proceed. And the goddess. This is the goddess of a moon. She's all about surrender, as is the moon. That feminine energy of surrender. The overall energy is divine guidance, and there's more moon here. So I'm not sure if that's particularly relevant for them, but I'm feeling like it is. Like maybe she's just getting a little impatient. Maybe in a week in advance. There's actually a new moon next Sunday. And there's, divine support, infinite support available to them. Also, this energy of 8 coming through that may be connected to the abundance that we just saw as well. All right, so I'm going to lay a cross here. Of course, beginning with the feminine's feelings about herself, the masculine with regard to the feminine, the masculine with regard to himself, with regard to the union, overall, and the outcome. The feminine about herself is celebration. And now I'm not feeling like it's cause for celebration. I'm feeling like it's more about this dove and the Holy Spirit, like something that she's going through. Because this dove is very Pentecostal to me. Something that she's going through. Yes, awakening, but more than that. Something particularly spiritual. And I'm getting that it may have to do with a deceased loved one as well. So maybe some sort of contact from an ancestor that is cause for celebration in her mind, that she's somebody she misses, hasn't seen, but they are here also giving in part this divine support and guidance. And when I pick this up, there's another card indicative of abundance behind it, also in the same direction, upright, and it's earth connection. Somebody may be an earth sign. I've read for this couple before, but I don't remember. I believe I read for them twice before. I don't remember, but my attention was taken to that earth connection card. Somebody may be an earth sign, but I think more importantly than that, there's a need to get grounded and to sort of begin to thank, maybe celebrate again, the universe in advance for the abundance that is forthcoming. Because we just had that card abundance, which was a nude woman hugging a tree that had a heart carved into it. And then here's yet another tree with a heart carved into it. It sans the naked woman, but it's the same. So I'm getting the similar type of feeling. So I think it's like the universe saying over and over again, this is on its way, and to be thankful and begin to celebrate yourself already. But that there are people who are actually close to her, So not just the guardian angels, which she does have as well, not just God, which she does have as well, but a deceased loved one reaching out, and is part of this support system, this team. The masculine with regard to her, sorrow. And this is coming through as attached to wrongs. This is coming to as being part of the reason why Kuan Yin showed up with forgiveness before. Sorrow, that's why she hasn't heard from him. He doesn't know how to approach and ask for the forgiveness. He's kind of like in a crappy place of, where do I go from here? What do I do? How do I fix this? With regard to himself, as it relates to the union, he's still there. He's still in it. Moon tree. So again with the moon, first of all, for you guys. But this is another card of sacred, not only sacred union, but sacred marriage. It's the sacred marriage between heaven and earth. So it's another indication of maybe a need to get grounded and to spend some time attached to the earth. But it's also a card about the sacred marriage between two sacred beings. So if he sees himself as this, what does that mean? It means he's seeing himself as, her sacred husband. However, he's in a pickle, or at least he feels like he is. He doesn't know how to fix whatever caused him to separate, to run. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just his fear. Maybe nothing happened between them. And that's even more of a reason why he doesn't know, how do I come back now? What do I say? I just disappeared out of nowhere. She's probably going to be expecting an explanation. What do I say? So that's where he is. And this card also sort of sums up his feelings with regard to the union, but separate and apart from him being her sacred husband and having some things to fix with her. What is he feeling about the union? Soulmate. You guys saw me shuffle. Yeah. So all is well. I started with love. I ended the shuffling with sacred union. And now I've laid a spread. What does the masculine feel about himself with relation to her and the union? Sacred husband. What does he feel about the union as a whole? Soulmate relationship. Overall, gateway. Okay, it's like the path to both of their destiny. It's the portal to both of their futures. What's the outcome? Inner child, healing for an inner child, and it's sitting here underneath this sorrow. So it may have something to do with that too. Whatever he's going through right now, again, it may be over by next week. Because a lot of these cards coming through with the moon pictured in them. This one too. This child has to be healed and addressed first before he can return, at least in his mind. That's what has to happen. Further to that, what would he have you do in order to help bring things back together? Tantric union. Meet him in 5D is what this means. Maybe you've been closed off. Sometimes we're so closed off and blocked that it's like we don't even realize it maybe, but we're holding up even like a shield, like a stop sign, even in our dreams and things. So he's asking you to open up to that. And what is he willing to do, contribute, sacrifice, separate and apart from all of this toward the union right now? Creativity. Somebody might be an Aquarius too. I got these two cards sitting here next to each other. An Aquarius. This card also says Pisces to me, but I don't know if you've seen this little girl. She's got a star in her head, a star over her crown, a star over her throat. So not only am I drawn to these chakras, right? The throat chakra, the sixth chakra here, third eye, and the crown chakra, but I'm drawn to all the stars. And definitely they say Aquarius to me. This angel has one on her forehead too. Not completely unlike the mole. I have a mole like in this same area. So it's very third eye for me too. And using your intuition. So it connects me to water signs, as do these translucent fish. They connect me to Pisces. Here's more moon here also behind her. And, Aquarius is the water bearer. So it's still not necessarily a water sign. Somebody may be an Aquarius, but more importantly, the masculine willing to come up with creative ways and passionate ways to express himself here and in order to fix this. And what would the union have the two of them to do or surrender toward the union? Trilogy of light. This is just like keep reaching for the stars, keep aiming for this Christ consciousness. I always see this card as not necessarily a trilogy, but more like a trinity. Us, our partner, and the universe together. And we just aim to keep getting nearer and nearer and nearer to the universe here. And with the water and these reflections, it's like the closer you go, the further away they become. And that's sort of how this journey can feel sometimes. And so we just want to keep striving forward. And that's what the universe is asking them to do here. So how beautiful is this? And I haven't really done much yet. Okay, with the, again, soulmate, moon tree, sacred union, love, tantric union, gateway, trilogy of light. So some forgiveness is necessary. Some compassion is necessary. There was some hurt. We got to be thankful for that too. That's one of the things for which we got to thank in advance. Maybe that's cause to celebrate too. Thank in advance for even the hurt. Because bringing up the hurt and clearing out the hurt is what it's going to enable us to have like these clean slates later and just, go about our life purpose together. So with that, I'm going to do one of my traditional spreads, my spread of 9, what I also call the Archangel Michael spread of 9. It's registered as under both of those names with the U.S. Copyright Office. And I'm starting with release or death in the traditional tarot. This represents the sign of Scorpio, or can be another water sign, maybe perhaps like that creativity card, which I said might also be Pisces, or even Cancer. The end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. Something is never going to be as it was again. It may be gone for good. It may be a circumstance, a situation, a feeling, a sentiment, whatever. Something is either going to change and it's going to be completely unlike it was before, or it's going to cease to exist altogether to give way for something new to be able to exist, completely new. Opening to renewal or judgment, which can also represent the sign of Scorpio, because it represents, for me at least, the sign of the planet Pluto, rather, which rules the sign of Scorpio. Also comes through as Leo, which is kind of weird, but it does. What am I going to say? Review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. So this card is somewhat about transformation too, especially when it's opposite death, because it's about meeting at a crossroads and determining where do we go from here, if anywhere, and how. So a situation is absolutely changing. It's transforming into something else, or potentially ceasing to exist. In this case, based on what we just saw in the other spread, I'd say this union is going to continue to go on. Release or death. And the 10 of water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships are what you have. This is about being emotionally fulfilled. Even in the material sense too, you're just happy. Maybe spending time with family, that could be another reason for celebration as well. Maybe that family is deceased. To get back to what I was bringing in from the feminine and a deceased loved one. Maybe that's bringing emotional fulfillment. Even if they're not here on this plane, just being able to feel them again is enough to make one happy. And that brings me to the dreamer, which represents for me the planet Mercury in the signs of Gemini and Virgo. It's all about, first of all, it's the Fool in the traditional tarot, and it's all about a brand new path. So not completely unlike death and judgment and ending something, so that something else anew can start. Here's the thing that's anew. It's a brand new path we never walked before. A leap of faith Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. So not only is it a brand new path, it's completely like unfamiliar. We don't even know this terrain. To take this path, we have to take a complete gamble. You know, like, are you down, basically? And I have it here, opposite death now. So there's your ending and your new beginning. And that brings me to the wheel, which can also represent the sign of Scorpio and also Leo, but primarily Sagittarius, because this card for me is all about the planet Jupiter, which rules karma, fortune, luck. And that rules the planet the zodiac sign Sagittarius. But it also represents for me the fixed signs, which are Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. So to get back to that one too. And also Taurus. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So where something was stuck and not moving before, boom, all of a sudden it's moving. Maybe after we jump. Or maybe the movement causes us. Okay, now what do we do? Jump. The Dreamer, or the Fool back, and the Eight of Fire, which can absolutely be about communication. Even where it's not, it's about something suddenly moving forward, similar to the wheel. Something may have been stagnant before, but all of a sudden, boom, it's moving. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. The one in the traditional tarot makes me very much think about like Cupid's arrows being hurled at you. It's like 8 wands, like coming like really, just looking at the card, you can sort of feel the movement and the speed of how fast they're coming at you. And yeah, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Cupid's arrows. All right, I'm going to cut here. Maybe because Cupid is a Sagittarius. And now we've come to Ego, or the Devil in the traditional tarot. This represents the sign of Capricorn, or Virgo, Taurus. And I'm being reminded about the earth energy that I was feeling before. So this, whoever this represents, either it's one of those signs or somebody with those attributes, that may be specifically which one of you needs to get reconnected to the earth. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, and or negative or fear-based thoughts. This can be about feeling bound to something, someplace, someone, or money or lack thereof. Also, thinking about money too much, as does the number 6. The number 6 means love, but it also means being overly consumed with material things in numerology and angel numbers and stuff like that. And the overall energy is the 4 of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate are all possibilities with this card. Also, withholding of love. Possible with this card, at least for me. I feel like it may have something to do, more to do with money than love, though. Being consumed with having enough stuff, and I don't know what enough stuff is. That may be part of the problem. Maybe you guys don't either. The masculine is the 3 of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. So similar to Judgment, which I didn't mention before. I only spoke of the relationship aspect of Judgment, but where it comes to work, it has to do with the boss having a watchful eye on you and you being in line for a bonus, a raise, a promotion, pat on the back, some sort of recognition. Your boss can be on this plane and be an actual boss, or you may work for yourself, own your own business, and your boss may, in that respect, sort of be like your client base, and they want to support you and promote you and things like that, recommend you. Your boss, in either of those cases, can also be the universe too, just wanting to promote us, to elevate us. Surrounded by the 9 of air, this is all about sitting up at night, biting your nails, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, manifesting negativity into your own life, sleepless nights. Actual sleepless nights, I'm feeling like not getting enough rest here too. And in the masculine subconscious, life experience or the tower, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. Crowning the feminine, the 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Surrounded by the 10 of water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met and you have trustworthy relationships. I really feel that this is connected to, at least for one thing, that deceased loved one that I was feeling. There's something with this 4 of water too, having to do with the 10. I'm waiting for it to come to me. And in the feminine subconscious, here's more 8. It's justice. Maybe that's why I was caught up and focused on the 8 before in the divine guidance card. Justice. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. This can be attached to an actual legal situation, but doesn't have to. A legal situation involving family. Crowning the union, the emperor with Archangel Michael, organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. This is about your foundations. It's another 4, and it sits here next to this 4 too. I'm noticing that right away. It also represents the sign of Aries, but the emperor himself, and also Archangel Michael, at least for me, also representing the planet Mars, which is connected to Scorpio, is a ruler of Scorpio as well. I think that's part of it too. I'm like hearing about just, sometimes this stuff is like noise. It's like hearing and seeing and trying to remain focused on this plane too and stuff like that. But I'm like surmising a few things right now in my head. At the root, the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful is the Page of Earth. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, and a new area of study. This is why I paused here. Well, one of the reasons why I paused. I've also felt a connection again between the 10 of water and the 4 of water. But one of the reasons why I paused here was, and I went like that, and I was thinking about the family and the justice and the legality, possibly involving family, because I was thinking there could be money coming, maybe from this deceased loved one. Again, there could be some sort of probate court or estate court or something, a will or something, and that's from where the news of the money is going to be forthcoming. Other family issues, legality issues that can involve money, child support, divorce, possibilities. This doesn't have to be a legal situation though. It can just be it's your time, your numbers up, with luck being on your side, and the masculine too. This is at the root, and it can apply to either or both of you. Maybe the masculine sitting up at night, when is it coming? I've been surrounded by this energy of the 3 of Earth, but I don't see the money yet. And that's why he's biting his nails. That's why he's thinking about the tower. Everything's going to fall apart if I can't pay my bills. Not knowing that this news is on its way here from the universe. Both of you, both of you getting your due, your justice. This also represents the sign of Libra or other air sign. There's like a lot of people or energies, potential people represented here by all this major arcana. Not right now on the spread, but throughout there has been. Yeah, so I feel something money coming, having to do with this family issue. Maybe there's some action you need to take to not let like it pass you by. You need to be proactive in this, in your own happiness. Maybe there's something you have to file or something like that. At the heart of the matter, the 8 of fire. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. So no more need to bite your nails. No more need to wonder, when is it coming? What's happening? You know, am I going to be able to take care of what I need to handle? All of a sudden, again, there's movement where there was none before. Let's try to clarify this 4 of water with this upright card that's next, and it's the death card yet again. The end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation. It's time to move on to maybe the end of this phase where you're expecting, similar to how the masculine is expecting negativity, you're expecting like nothing. You're expecting lack of movement. You're expecting nothing to happen, and you're over it. You're bored. And that's why it's here crossing this movement. You don't know that suddenly there is going to be some. This is going to end, and brand new energy is going to come, and it's going to be lively. Next card is in reverse. Let's see what the romance cards will add to this instead. I'm just going to pull another one. I'm beginning with let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Yes, so if we try to control it, we actually block the energy. And here's more Sagittarius. You deserve love. You are lovable. More Cupid with the arrows. You deserve love. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You deserve love. And flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. You deserve love. Lastly, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Playfulness. And engagement is back. So love life ascending to a new level. One of the things that suddenly has movement. And the overall energy, not surprisingly, is finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So we started out with those 2 cards of abundance. That showed up, the earth energy cards. Now we have the page of earth. Pages always bring news. We've got the page of earth at the root. We had judgment, which can also be about, it's very similar to the 3 of earth. We had the wheel of fortune. Your luck is about to change. And then we have some nervousness here about money. And then we have what looks like it can be possibly a legal situation, but doesn't have to be. But you're due some justice. And I think that justice in the area of the financial. So this would be yet another positive card. Not only finances are an issue, but, you know, for the good, at least what's to come. So there may have been some lack before, or worry about lack, feelings of lack, possibly brought on by the control issues, but all of that changing. Atop the 3 of earth, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And the 3 of earth is about being a team player, like working well with others, all that type of thing. So you don't want it to be with 3 people, or most of us don't want it to be with 3 people, but we certainly want to be able to work well together on the relationship. You know, both of us putting balanced, effort into it. Fair, just, righteous energy into it. Atop the 9 of air and those worries. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So this can be, again, since we saw the sorrow before in the other placement, the other spread, in the masculine placement, how he was feeling toward the feminine, like seeking forgiveness, that can be represented by this Nine of Air too. This is a lot of fear and worry about the relationship, the status of the relationship, and this comes to clarify what exactly that is like in his heart. Yet again, I mean, we saw it in the other spread several times over, but it's saying it here again. Atop the tower, which is in his subconscious, so what he expects could possibly be a tower, everything falling apart, is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this is about changing your thoughts to only positive ones, not Nine of Air, only good ones, so that you manifest what you put out, you reap what you sow. And here, atop Death and the Four of Water is religious factors. Your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So this is connected to some sort of ideology. Again, maybe a family issue is affecting you. Atop the Ten of Water, express your love. You're emotionally fulfilled. Do you want to be emotionally fulfilled? Here's the ticket. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Sitting next to the Eight of Wands, this can definitely be telling you to communicate. Don't miss the opportunity. Last week I spoke in one of the readings about the masculine wanting the feminine to approach him, to contact him, to call him even. Like not text, it was very specific. And certainly yours could be waiting for that. You haven't heard from him, but maybe because he feels like you don't want to, because he screwed up. So there's that sorrow, there's that fear, there's that Nine of Air. But you can express your love. You can contact him and let him know that the door's open. Here atop Justice, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This can have to do with a decision you have to make, is what's coming to me. And in order to come to that decision, you need to spend some time alone. So again, going back to the first spread again, and I was saying somebody needs to spend some time in the earth, with the earth, with nature. That's a good place to which to retreat, to do some thinking on a decision that has to be made on the side of the feminine that's coming through. Here, atop the Emperor is separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon, but I don't feel like the Emperor is your partner. I feel like that's somebody else. And somebody else that's possibly an Aries fire sign. They're like literally in between the two of you. Which would explain why they're sitting here next to religious factors. Again, maybe it's a family issue on your side, and for him, I don't know, just the energy itself that's not healthy is enough to block things, maybe. Or maybe it's a fire energy to which he's connected, that you're unable to, because of the way you were raised or your beliefs, until that situation is resolved, you can't move. But I feel that this is not, this separation and this Emperor or Aries is not either one of you. That it's somebody else that is like literally in between the two of you. Here atop the Page of Earth at the root is you deserve love. You are lovable. So back with this energy of Cupid. Again, and the arrow being shot at you. You deserve a chance. You deserve to express your love. You deserve a soulmate. Very soon you should have it. You got to make a decision. Maybe whether or not to separate from somebody, whether it's a romantic person, interest or something, or a friend or a family member that is a block, and you guys got to make a decision as to whether or not to separate from that person and sort of choose between them and not only your mate, but yourself. Like, do you live and or love for this other person or for you? And at the heart of the matter, here is top the Eight of Fire. True love This is the romance of a lifetime. The angels would add to this that the masculine should go ahead and take the leap of faith and follow his dreams, because that leads to unexpected opportunities. And for you, the Six of Fire, victory. Good news is on its way. Also, maybe public recognition and awards. No wonder you're going to be emotionally fulfilled. You're the victor. You win. Whatever you decide, that fortune is on your side. You have the support of Jupiter and Sagittarius on your side. From the romance angels to the masculine, heart-to-heart conversations, which fits very well with this true love sitting here atop the Eight of Wands, which again is very much so about communication. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. For you, reconciliation. So where separation did exist at present between the two of you and you hadn't been in communication, that also being rectified. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And from the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle to the masculine, blessings. Maybe the blessing of forgiveness and compassion and love, which is, some of Mother Mary's favorite things to dole out to us. And for you, transmutation, rising above it all, like where you were maybe stuck in negative energy and focused on, maybe there was no forgiveness, maybe he's not right, he's not wrong, maybe there was no forgiveness and he could feel that, or you expressed that, you were stuck, you had a control problem. You're letting go of control issues, as the romance angel suggested, and now you're rising above like all of the negativity so that you can move on. I hope that you enjoy your reading and you found it helpful, dear. Namaste, angel.